Good morning. You're welcome to Newsroom live on GHOne TV. We're also live on YouTube, GHOne TV, on our website, ghonetv.com/live stream, also on our Facebook page. My name is Abina Owusunyamete. Here are the top stories. Inspector General of Police declares war on vigilante groups as 8 members of the Delta Force who raided a circuit court in Kumasi are arraigned today. Also ahead, 17 trafficked children rescued from Yeji. We'll bring you details from that. In business, MTN poised to carry out data activation this Easter period. And in sports, Asante Kotoko confirms the termination of the contract of the head coach just after 11 matches in the Premier League. We'll bring you some international news where Egypt's cabinet has approved a 3-month state of emergency following 2 church bombings yesterday. We'll bring you details of these stories and many others right here on GHOne TV. Do stay with us. All right, and we are beginning with a story about child trafficking, where 17 trafficked children have been rescued from Yeji by the joint operation organized by Challenging Heights and the Ghana Police Service. The children, who were between the ages of 5 and 17 years, included 4 girls and 13 boys. Founder of Challenging Heights, Dr. James Kofi Annan, called for more support from the anti-human trafficking units of the police service to help in rescuing the traffickers.
The 17 children were enslaved as fishing and domestic workers on the banks of the Volta Lake around Yeji and its environs. The 4 young girls and 13 boys had been sold to fishing masters in the area by their impoverished parents under the guise of gaining experience as apprentices. But officials alleged the children were being forced to work for long hours under brutal conditions with no access to education. Speaking with the media after the rescue mission, the CEO and founder of the Challenging Heights, Dr. James Kofi Annan, decried the increasing rate at which child trafficking is persistently occurring and called for more pragmatic efforts in curbing the menace.
We want to see an end to this child trafficking situation in the next 5 years. Thankfully, the government of Ghana has taken up the issue and has created its own 5 years national action plan. That national action plan, we are happy to say that we are part of those who are making input. We want to call on the government, Ghana Police Service, who we have collaborated with on this rescue, to prosecute the traffickers involved in this, the selling and exploitation of these children. We want to see prosecution happening so that some people will go to jail to serve as deterrent to other people who will sell children.
Dr. James Annan also called on the Ghana Police Service to revamp the operations of its anti-child trafficking unit to effectively deal with child traffickers.
We also want to urge government to double its efforts. We have the human trafficking law. The law must be implemented in fullness. We are aware that the American government has rated us, Ghana, on tier 2 watch list, which means that we are about to lose millions and millions of dollars in aid and grants. If urgent action is not taken, Ghana will lose a lot of income because of child trafficking. So we urge government to take urgent action to address the issue of child trafficking once and for all.
The eldest among the rescued children, who is 17 years, was 5 years old when he was sold into slavery and as such is unable to tell the identity of his parents and family members. The 4 young girls and 13 boys will be living in the Challenging Heights shelter in the central region for rehabilitation. An estimated 35.8 million people are enslaved worldwide, and over 21,000 children are currently being exploited as child slaves on the Volta Lake. According to a survey by the Ghana Statistical Service, more than 21% of children in Ghana are still engaged in child labor.
And that's a report on child trafficking. The founder of Challenging Heights calling on the police service to assist in the arrest of the child traffickers. Now, 8 members of the vigilante group Delta Force, who raided a circuit court in Kumasi to free 13 of their members, will be arraigned before court today. Isaac Petiako is with our sister station Ultimate FM, and he joins us on the phone. He is at the court where proceedings are taking place. We bring in you pictures from Kumasi with Isaac Petiako. Isaac, good to have you. Tell us, has the sitting begun or ended?
Well, Abena, I can confirm to you that the Kumasi Circuit Court 2, presided over by Her Lordship Patricia Bonsu, has refused to grant bail to the 8 suspects who assisted the MPP vigilante group at the Kumasi KMA Court and Freedom bail. Currently, the judge said that she's unable to grant them bail because of the nature of the case. So they have been remanded into custody to reappear before the same court on 18th of April. I have with me here lawyer Gali Nimakun, who is the counsel for the 8 accused persons in connection with the attack of the Kumasi KMA court. Lawyer, you were in court trying to defend your clients.
That's for correction. I'm not a real lawyer. You see other lawyers around me. It tells you that there's no one lawyer handling the matter. So, but that notwithstanding, let's proceed.
Meaning you were about 5 lawyers in court today.
Exactly. That's correct. Yes.
Are you disappointed in the court decision not to grant bail to your clients?
Oh, I will not say so. Well, it's a court decision to grant or not to grant bail. So if the court exercises discretion not to grant bail, we'll take it like that and move on.
But are you comfortable with the charges that the police preferred against your clients?
Oh, at this stage it's too early in the day to talk about charges and whether we are comfortable or otherwise. You see, we came here to get bail for them, so we haven't gone into the matter or the merits of the matter as to whether the charges are sustainable or unsustainable. It's too early in the day. Our concern basically was to try and assist in the bail application. But having been refused, we will come back and see what happens on the 18th of April.
But in court today, I saw you try to justify that the 8 guys who are currently in police custody were not part of those who went and attacked the Kumasi KMA court.
That is the information that we have received so far, that they were nowhere near the commission of the offense. It's called.
So are you then suggesting that the police arrested wrong people?
At the right time, we'll see how it works out. At the right time. It's too early in the day. We'll go into the matter and then, we'll see whether the police were right or wrong. We'll see at the right time.
Are you going to, appeal the ruling?
We can't tell you for now. Whatever we decide in due course, you will know about it.
Then it appears you are disappointed.
My brother, you come to court with a prayer. Your prayer is that your client be granted bail or not be to bail. The prayer is not granted. What else do you want the lawyer to say? You use the word disappointed? That's what you want to hear? That's what you want to hear? I'm not going to say that. I'm only saying that whatever the court has decided is a court's pleasure. We can determine for the court what the court should do. You understand? The bottom line that we want the whole world to know is that there is this semblance that is going on that MPP is violent, people trying to attack the judiciary and all that. We are not like that. MPP is not like that. You see, this is unknown to the party. It's a problem that happened. We will deal with the problem head on. This is not a matter that somebody deliberately will do anything to undermine the judiciary independence. We will not do that. So by and large, I think that for now, let's leave it there. And then let's move on and see as it progresses how it will go. But I think that basically let peace prevail in the country. We have no business doing anything that will seek to undermine the integrity or the authority of the courts to do their work. We will never do that.
Well, so let me ask this final question. Were you hired by the party to come and defend the guys?
I don't think it would be right for you to even disclose whether I was hired by a party or whether I was hired by the accused persons or whether I was hired by anyone. I'm a lawyer. You understand? And if you're a lawyer and you are engaged, Don't disclose who engaged you. You understand? So I don't think this question is
Yes,
to me,
Abena.
it's material.
I would like
well,
you
that's
I'd like you to find out from lawyer Gary Nimako whether these persons, he's saying that they weren't at the Kumasi Circuit Court at the time of the incident. But I want to find out, are they members of the Delta Force group?
In terms of the number of
lawyer, you know,
I think that whatever they have brought here is to ensure peace and security around the court. So I have no problem with that at all. At all.
So going from here today, what else? What will be the next
we
action?
will let you know. We just let the court. We will let you know. Okay? Good.
hello, Curtis.
I think that is all right for now.
Yeah, lawyer. You said that.
Can we just ask him more questions?
you said that those guys were not
questions
at the court at the time the incident happened. Do you know them as members of the Delta Force?
I don't.
So you mean they are not members of
I don't know them as members of any force. I don't
do you
know them.
know all the members of the group?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I said so far the instructions that we have, the information we have is that they were nowhere near. I interviewed them. So it's too early in the day yet. Let's take our time.
And they confirmed that they are not members of the group.
That is so. That is what they told me. So let's take our time to go into the matter. Let us not rush. I think there's so much rush on this matter. Let peace prevail. Let tranquility prevail. There's no problem. There is no attack anywhere. You understand? Let peace prevail, and then we'll move on as a nation. All right?
Yes, Abena, I must say security at the court was very massive. I mean, we had a lot of police officers stationed right from the entrance of the court to the premises of the court, including the courtroom. So there was no way any group of persons could come here to come and foment trouble as it happened last week. So the MPP supporters who came here are not happy, but I mean, they have nothing to say.
Thank you very much. Isaac Bediako joined us from the Kumasi Circuit Court, where 8 persons who were arrested over the attack on a circuit court in Kumasi were arraigned today. We understand they have been remanded into custody, still staying on issues of vigilante groups. The Inspector General of Police, David Asante Apietu, has declared a war on these groups. According to the IGP, the police service will resort to every legitimate means within their power to stamp out vigilante groups from the country.
The incident is unfortunate, reprehensible, un-Ghanaian, and the police service wishes to condemn it in no uncertain terms. Fortunately, all the 13 accused persons have been rearrested and are currently on remand in prison custody. There will be additional charges under Section 226, subsection C of the Criminal Offence Act, Act 29 of 1960, escaping or permitting himself to be rescued from lawful custody. In addition, 8 persons suspected to have been active members of the group that besieged the court premises and interfered with the work of the court, resulting in the escape of the said accused persons, have been apprehended and are in police custody. They will be charged for disturbance of court under Section 223 of the Criminal Offence Act, Act 29 of 1960. We shall employ all legitimate means available to us, including dialogue, enforcement, and enactment of laws. In this direction, we are happy other bodies, institutions, and personalities, including the Ministry of Interior, the Ghana Bar Association, the Peace Council, the media, and civil societies have indicated their readiness to put their shoulders to the wheel.
Let's do some other stories here. A thunderstorm has hit several parts of the central region yesterday, and it has rendered many homeless. The rains, which lasted several hours, ripped off the roof of many buildings while destroying others in the process.
Apart from the Indum Sports Stadium at Elmina, which had its roof ripped off and destroying 2 vehicles in the process, the main Accra-Takoradi Road was also cut following trees that had been uprooted and lying on the stretch. A church at Insuecher also had its roof ripped off. Perhaps the community that is hardest hit by the thunderstorm was Dankwa Krom, a town near the Cape Coast Technical University, which saw more than 10 houses destroyed as a result of the rains. Some people at Dankwa sustained injuries in the process and are currently receiving treatment at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. The situation has caused serious challenge in the town as the affected persons are now seeking alternate accommodation as more rains are expected in the region.
Tension is brewing in various campuses of the technical universities after the National Council for Technical Education took a decision to declare the positions of vice-chancellors and other positions as acting positions. According to POTAC members, the action by the National Council for Technical Education is contrary to the act that established the technical universities. POTAC members are currently locked up in a crunch meeting at the Takoradi Technical University to map out strategies to deal with this issue. Let's go over the phone lines and speak to Emmanuel Ohenijan, our Western Regional Correspondent. Emmanuel, good to have you. What have you picked up so far?
Yeah, the press conference ended a while ago. And the press conference was addressed by the national chairman for POTAC in the person of Mr. Emmanuel Ajima. Now they are accusing the sector minister and the executive secretary for the National Council for Special Education for going contrary to the act that establishes the new technical university. Fortunately for us, we have the national chairman here with me to throw more light on this. So you're welcome to GHOne News.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you are saying that the minister and the executive secretary for the National Council for Special Education are going contrary to the act that established the new technical university. What more can you say on this?
Well, you know, now in Ghana we are a country of laws. I mean, we believe in the rule of law, and the technical university law, as published by the Parliament of Ghana, it lays certain things and procedures that must be followed in managing the transition from polytechnics to technical universities. And we believe and we are convinced that certain aspects of the law is not being followed. They are not being followed the way it should be. Okay. And that is what we are complaining of.
Okay. Which are some of the laws that they are not being followed?
So you see, the councils, for instance, the councils have powers according to the law to make certain things like statutes and other conditions of service. But the councils were also expected, according to the law, to be made interim for at least 1 year, not exceeding 1 year. And they have been dissolved. And the efforts to get them, the new council constituted to go about the statutes and then the conditions of service and other things have not been followed. The NCT is actually taking upon itself to take all that responsibilities, and we think it is not right. The council should be constituted to take that responsibility.
And you think that this is brewing trouble and tension on various campuses?
Seriously, it is a likelihood that the people are complaining, and when people start complaining and you don't take care of it, who knows when it will blow up in the faces of all of us.
Emmanuel, I want you to find out from him. Emmanuel. I want you to find out from him what will be their next line of action.
Okay, so in all this, what will be your next line of action?
Oh, we are trying to send feelers to the stakeholders and the government, and for them to know that this time it is about following the rules and regulations, and then hopefully things will work out right. The era where people wait till people get so agitated and start demonstrating, it doesn't help anybody. So I think if they stand up and then pick up the issue and deal with it the way it should be dealt with, I think it will help everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Emmanuel Ohenijan, joined us from the Western Regional Capital, Takoradi, where members of POTAG has been addressing the media over some concerns with the National Council for Tertiary Education. This is Newsroom on GHOne TV. Now, you might be eagerly anticipating this year's GHOne Paragliding Festival, which brings scores of people, both home and abroad, to Etibie, the town where the historical Ojianoma Mountain is located. But same cannot be said about residents of the town who are not happy over what they describe as continuous underdevelopment of Etibie, despite the area being a destination of choice for many during Easter festivities. The roads are in such a terrible state. We have been joined in the studio by Communications Director for the Kwewu South District Assembly, Victor Eji Infama. Good to have you, sir. We understand that your people are unhappy. Tell us about the level of development in Etibie.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Abner, I can tell you that the Assembly, the District Assembly, we are doing what we can to not just develop Etibie, but develop Kwewu South as a whole. We heard of their plight, and I can confirm to you that as we speak now, the Etibie road has been tied. It's asphalted somewhere I think last year or so. And their main concern was in regards to the road from Etibie to the GHOne, where the paragliding event takes place. I can tell you on authority that there is a contractor on site now working
with a few days to
yes, the contractor is trying to reshape the road, not tiring per se. We all consider that after the event, but as I speak to you now, Sonitra is on the road and they are reshaping the road to make it
I'm sure people are preparing for this year's paragliding.
Yes.
I have never been to it.
Oh, that's so bad.
I would want to try it this year, but tell us about preparations.
Yes, from the District Assembly perspective, I can assure you that we are preparing such that we will have an incident-free event this year. In terms of security, we are expecting more than 300 security personnel, which will be made up of the police and the military. In terms of routes, as I earlier said, we are reshaping our roads and we are working on our bypass roads as well. In terms of sanitation, we are working so hard to provide refuse bins as well. So I can say that the District Assembly, we are working towards it fervently.
How about small business opportunities that this festivity brings up there? The petty traders who want to sell foods and water. Have you made provisions for them?
Yes, we do. And the only addition this year is that because of diseases, let me put it that way, this year round, if you are a vendor and you want to come and sell there, we have what we call the health screening certificate. Something that most vendors, especially those who deal in food, would have to produce because we will come and inspect it. But the good news also is that we are currently, as an assembly, conducting one at Empraiso. So if you're a vendor and you intend coming to sell during the festivities, we will plead with you to either come with your certificate or when you come, make sure that you do this screening to get your certificate.
I think that's a good one.
Yes, but Abner, to add up, for every businessman or woman who intends coming to Kwewu, what we always say is the first point of call should be the District Assembly. Most often we have people duping others, or in the name of Kwewu, branding Kwewu to be expensive. So we always appeal to people to visit the District Assembly anytime they come to Kwewu to seek for permits.
And how many people are you expecting this year?
When the stakeholders met, we were looking figure of more than 20,000. Yes, that is our projection for the year.
All right. We are grateful for your time. But is there anything you want if, for instance, I want to come to Kwewu and be part of the paragliding? What should I know?
Yes, for the paragliding, it's being handled by the Ghana Tourism Authority. And they've already informed us that if you want to fly, if you want to shoot, whatever all that you have to do is to visit the Ghana Tourism Authority office.
Okay.
That is close to the behind.
So that is not under the Kwewu South
No,
district.
we are in collaboration with them. That is handled by the Ghana Tourism Authority.
Okay.
So you visit their office, make payments, and you'll be able to fly.
We are grateful for your time. Mr. Victor Infama is the PRO for the Kwewu South District. And don't forget the EIB network. We also have plans for Easter, championed by Kasapa FM, our sister station. So you'd want to be part of the EIB network's Easter festivities in Kwewu. But this is Newsroom on GHOne TV. My name is Abina Owusu-Nyameche. We bring you more stories now. A fatal mining explosion has struck at Gbani, a community in the Talensi district of the Upper East region, with as many as 7 people feared dead in the tragedy. 8 of the miners who were said to have been affected by the smoke from the explosives were rushed to the Upper East Regional Hospital, where 2 died shortly after arrival. 5 reportedly passed on later, with one said to be in a critical condition on referral to the Tamale Teaching Hospital in the northern region. Joining us on the phone lines is our Upper East Regional correspondent, Edward Adeti. Edward, good to have you. Tell us the condition of the injured persons.
Well, good afternoon to you and to our viewers across the globe. Well, the last time I interacted with I should say, last surviving victim of the latest tragedy at Bani, a mining community, well, he could talk to me, and he did say that they were inside the mining pit, quite many of them. I later learned that there were about 50 people inside the mining pit, and according to him, there was a sudden blast, and then some smoke started emanating from the explosive, and they began to run out of the pit. And he was amongst those who were a bit unlucky because some managed to escape quickly, and he and others were not able to escape quickly, and he ended up at the regional hospital where some of them passed away. I spoke to the medical director of the regional hospital, Dr. Patrick Atubra, and he says that he was around when 2 people passed away. 2 of the 8 people they brought, died in his presence, and he left only to hear later that some others also passed away. He told me that they were referring a number of them to the Tamale Teaching Hospital for emergency attention.
Quite an unfortunate incident there, Edward. But tell us, how did this incident happen? And do we know owners of that particular mining site?
Well, information I just picked up this morning from some aggrieved residents of Bani suggests that very pit where these miners found themselves belongs to one Kwesi Bantema. And I'm told there is this Chinese mining company in the area known as Shanxi Mining Company. I'm told that Chinese company had decided to acquire that pit, and it's already using the pit. And these miners were inside. And I'm told these are also illegal miners. And before this incident happened, I'm told the Chinese already warned that some of these illegal miners had been entering their pits and stealing gold ore, and they allegedly threatened to eliminate them. That is what some aggrieved residents told me this morning. And they said, so they were not surprised that this action had been carried out. But I also spoke to the PRO to the company, Maxwell Woman, and he denied any links to this tragedy, on the part of the Chinese company. He says, where the incident happened is not anywhere near the operational area of the Shanxi Mining Company. And it appears the matter will not, fade out now, because things are beginning. I'm just speaking from the ground, suggest that we are going to see some people marching to the police station to register their protest against what they say is deliberate killing of their own.
And talk about the police and the Regional Security Council. What has been their response to this incident?
Well, I established contact with the regional police commander. He's quite new in the region, and he said he would want to get this matter across to the national headquarters in Accra. It appears this matter is really beyond what I personally would think the police headquarters may want to handle alone. Because I initially spoke to the regional commander. He quickly told me the matter was beyond his jurisdiction, so I should speak to the regional commander. And he also told me he would relay it to Accra, but he said the investigations had begun. And subsequently, I spoke to the Minerals Commission as well, and they said they had been there and they'll be going back there to get full facts of the development and see whatever actions they'll be taking further. Abina.
Thank you for your time. Edward Adeti is our correspondent in the Upper East region, bringing us those details of that mining explosion. We understand 7 people are said to have died following that incident. And let's do some other stories, talk about music. It was a busy weekend for the music industry and a historic triumph. That's how some pundits have described gospel musician Joe Mettl's triumph at this year's VGMAs. He beat popular artist Sarkodie E.L. Stonebwoy to pick up the coveted Artist of the Year award.
Vodafone, the 18th Vodafone Ghana Music Awards Artist of the Year is... a gospel artist for the first time, GHOne Metal.
As you all know, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is for, first of all, yes, God Almighty. This is for gospel music.
And congratulations to Team GHOne Metal. If you are part of the GHOne Metal, GHOne Metal campaign on social media, congratulations to him. This is Newsroom on GH1 TV. Here's a reminder of our top stories. The IGP has declared a war on vigilante groups in the country. "17 trafficked children rescued from Yeji." We'll bring you some business later on, where MTN said it is poised to carry out data activation this Easter. And in sports, Asante Kotoko confirms the termination of the contract of head coach just after 11 matches in the Premier League. We've got more stories for you after the break. Do stay.
Help me appreciate the man of God in the house. Bishop, I really love you so much. And I thank you for this great opportunity. Yeah, deep. Decree me pray for software decree just have many more me and you. 14 days I come to the anointing self I'm a host of the annual. If you are the kind here, what a shaman pneumonia made up for me. I told the be at the main player and one I may be that to my pump to see me around it. A jack Kasuama, Wahuma Brown to me so. The giant you me feel so shame. I do amen. The one with the Almighty. Can never fear the mighty. Number 9, but the boy the flow panty. See your bones and I try the tighty risky. Holy, holy, Lord God Almighty. Holy, holy, you keep reigning in majesty. Only I know what to bring you down.
I am a legend. He is a legend. And he is a legend. And he is a legend. I am a legend. We are legends.
In the midst of legends, I am the host. My understanding of the game is better enhanced as we speak football on GH1 television. Catch us every Friday for 90 minutes of fun-filled discussions right here on this network.
These students are stubborn, but what can you do?
This guy is I was ready before you saw me. Me, I walk around ready. I will sharpen her left, right, center. So ready there, what is ready?
This thing you don't give me this thing, I was not go come.
David, don't look up. What is the meaning of what is this?
You dey make them bow low. Your body, everyone download. You dey make them bow low. Your body,
College Diary.
You're welcome back to Newsroom. Residents of Adina, a fishing community in the Ketu South District of the Volta region, have vowed to wage a relentless war against Indian-owned salt mine Kensington until the company halts its salt mining operations. GHOne News' Ridwan Karim Dini reports, even though managers of the salt mine have started moves to broker peace with the locals, the situation might get worse before it gets better.
It would be recalled that some weeks ago, angry Adina residents attacked staff of the Kensington salt mine, leading to the death of one of the irate youth, Achu Nkagba, even though 18-year-old Achu is believed to have been shot and killed by police officers deployed to Adina to quell the riot. The police is yet to accept responsibility.
If you had gone there to kill people, you would have killed more than one person. So it was collateral. And don't forget, I was telling you, he was there illegally. He was not supposed to be there. If you are by the Public Order Act, you want to go and do any demonstration, you inform the police. There was a gallant to that effect. And they were there destroying properties in course of trying to protect the properties. Something happened. So it was a collateral damage.
They have shot the guy in the front of me intentionally. So that one, we are so worried for that one already.
The situation has hit too close for comfort, and for the Nkagba family, every passing day adds to their pains. What you see behind me is the Indian-owned Kensington salt mine that residents of Adina protested about. We understand that this company is operating under a 50-year concession arrangement. But residents are saying enough is enough because their activities are having a serious toll on their livelihoods. They have vowed to kick them out of this community.
We don't need this salt factory because we are already, our parents used to get salt over there. And that salt, they get it, sell some, and pay school fees for the children. We want the white man to stop this work from the town.
Problems between managers of the salt mine and locals date as far back as 2015, when a group of people touched the company's excavator and tipper truck, accusing the operators of destroying their source of livelihoods. Kensington was operating in Nigeria and several African countries, but was attracted to Ghana because of the country's peaceful atmosphere and the enormous potentials for commercial salt production. But residents of Adina have been up in arms against the Indian-owned company, insisting their activities have been inimical to the development of the area. They claim access to potable water has become a very big challenge because the operations of the mine have dried up most of their water sources.
We use pure water to bath sometimes. Even one bag of pure water will not have a bathing bucket. You see, so if you were to be 3-4 in the house, or you have a family, 2 kids with your wife and your father, where will you get the money to buy the water? Meanwhile, the fish is not coming.
The claims by the residents are also deeply rooted in superstition, as Kensington is again blamed for the absence of rain in the community.
Those who are working with him, they are saying that if the rain wants to fall, then he will say something like a thermometer, then he will divert the water into another town. That's where the rain is no more falling again.
Almost say the juju be yeah, then so no say or better on no the light be I shining or when it's so no and to. And one thing any na say no na ye no na person pam and chrome.
The company, which has secured a 7,000-hectare salt concession in the Paragliding and Adina Salt Enclave in the Volta region, also produces 200 metric tons of refined salt daily for both the local and foreign markets. Owing to the constant fracas by the locals, Kensington in 2016 ceded 600 meters of its concession to the people. However, the residents contend it is not good enough and that the company has shirked its corporate social responsibility.
We are not happy at all. Formerly, where the salt industry was not here, we don't suffer this way. Now that the factory has come, they don't even employ the arena people, at least half of the people, or even third quarter self. We can count those who from Adina working there, even not reach more than 15.
But lawyer for Kensington Salt Mine, Cornelius Kofi Beniawacho, disagrees.
Employment is not available to everybody in a locality because a company has come to work there. And it is not true that the ecology is being affected by the operations of the company. I keep on reiterating that.
Would you say the company has lived up to its corporate social responsibilities over the years?
Yes. You see, the company must grow up to a certain level in order to start its beneficial ex gratia dole out to the citizenry. The company is still in its gestation period.
Apart from salt winning, the people of Adina are also predominantly fishermen. Tilapia from the Adina Lagoon complement fish catch from the sea. This is the Adina landing beach site, or what locals term as the Adina mini harbour. We understand that prior to the coming of the Indian salt mine, this place was a hive of activity, but the lagoons have dried up and the tons of tilapia that they used to harvest are no more, and so when they come here they spend most parts of the day sleeping.
Sometimes we leave the sea, for sometimes we go to the lagoon to work there to get fish, to get our daily bread. So right now the lagoon is dry, we only depend on this.
Meanwhile, General Manager for Kensington, Babula God, and Project Manager Baskar have begun moves to initiate a dialogue through the traditional authorities at Paragliding and Adina for an amicable resolution to the agitations. Redwan Karim Dini Osman, GHOne News, Adina, Volta Region.
Well, here in the Greater Accra region, drivers who ply the Nungua-Lashibi-Klagon Road have expressed reservations about the inability of government to complete construction works on the stretch. It has been 8 years now since construction work started on the road, but works have stalled at several portions, posing a challenge to both commercial and private road users.
The Lashibi-Klagon-Ashaiman Road no doubt is one of the busiest in the capital. The road links commuters from Accra through the Spintex Road and Ashaiman. For such a major link road, it was expected that constructions which they started some years ago would have been completed by now. But sadly, this is not the case. The road is dusty and rough, and the drive on the stretch bumpy and uncomfortable. Interestingly, a portion of the stretch was constructed and asphalted during the electioneering period, but afterwards the project has come to a standstill. Residents cannot simply fathom why construction works have delayed all these years and want government to act immediately.
This particular car has poured on this very area for 3 consecutive times. I was nearly dismissed because my bosses are saying that I don't handle the car well because of the bad road. And I don't know what road ministers, the government, the appointees, what they are doing. I don't know whether they apply this road.
We just had a new government. I believe they know what they're doing. So let's exercise patience. Everything will be okay.
This is how bad the road can be on a typical day. Nanekia, a commuter, shared her frustrations.
I'm just going to get some food for my kid, and then I just got here and then I just bumped into this big stone here, and I don't know, My car, I just saw vapor coming out and I had to run because, I don't know, this thing has been here for several years. When it was election time, they tried to make this part and then now they've left everything just like that. When you go up there, it's even worse.
But others like this bicycle rider here was not so fortunate. Interestingly, this very road leads to the Sakumono MP's flat where most of our members of parliament live. Yet, many have remained silent on the issues for years. For residents, the contention with the dust each and every day poses a major health challenge and more reason why they want the road fixed immediately.
Now, if you're a Christian watching, I have a question for you. How often do you use your Holy Bible, the hard copy? And when was the last time you bought one from the vendors in town? It is becoming increasingly more preferable to swipe the Bible or Quran, if you're a Muslim, on smartphones or a tablet like mine, and then flip the hard copies. And that's a worry for retailers of the holy books.
And use of mobile phones has become a major determiner in the lives of many people in the society. The addiction is so strong some users can barely go a day without their smart devices, especially cell phones. Regrettably or not, places of worship are well having their fair share of the distraction from the use of mobile devices. The advent of Bible apps or electronic Bibles on phones and other handy gadgets has only worsened it. In the recent past, before the advent of electronic Bibles, people carried their Bibles to church and there was not much attention on the use of mobile phones in church auditoriums. Today, the many churchgoers prefer to swipe their devices to find that Bible verse as delivered by the preacher. That on its own seems to divide the church because not everybody buys into the trend.
I would want us to go all use the Bible because all form of distraction is relief. But however, if you're using the Bible and there's Habakkuk, you don't even know whether, some people don't even know whether Habakkuk is in the Bible. I'm not going to look at the content where Habakkuk is. By the time I'm done, the pastor has already said amen.
With the Bible app, it's a very smart way of accessing the Bible on your phone or iPad or whatever. But a situation whereby this particular device has been stolen, there is no electricity, therefore you've run out of battery. How could you possibly communicate with your God? And we communicate with God through this holy book. You must have the hard copy of the Bible because you don't know the next moment where your phone will be.
Bible no dey the Bible. Ono no e tro konkron. Obi o ko download phone, ko download Bible go phone so a Bible ni phone la. Esa Bible no so ai la phone kra ye di boni wo so. Obi o download pono nyama bebre o di intro so. Na so phone no to me fan compare Bible no. E say na my Bible dwane dey akofom pa. Enti first no.
But the usher at the church isn't the only one who has qualms about the use of mobile phones in church. Retailers say sales have dropped since the advent of the electronic Bibles, albeit an essential document for believers.
And you see now, the market is not like the first. Because first, this internet and all those things are not there, so you would definitely have to buy Bible. Normally first, when I get these Bibles like this, a day I can sell, let's take it about 20 or to 30 Bibles. But now, even to sell 10 is problem. Even at times 5.
I said about phone crying, this is first no. And I'm so phone iPad abantino. I'm out be a sorry, I know kita phone. Or say Bible also. Be also on the panel bow. Or be someone also make a cut off phone, many Bible then. Also.
The price of a hard copy of a Bible ranges from 15 Ghana cedis to 150, depending on the size and type.
Well, I used to be guilty of that trend, but these days I try to carry the Bible, the hard copy, to church. Now, media icon and news editor here at GHOne TV, Naba Namwa, has launched a new initiative dubbed Raising Readers to inculcate the spirit of reading in young people. The initiative, which was launched at the Bokum Park on Friday, brought together personnel from corporate Ghana and the media to discuss the importance of reading to young people. Celebrities, including Sarkodie, also attended the event.
It was an event that attracted personnel from all walks of life. But for these school children seated here, it was an opportunity to learn from their role models on the importance of reading. Reading is such an important function of education, without which many cannot fully develop. And for children as these, reading helps in the development of their mental faculty. Initiator of the event and news editor at GHOne TV, Nana Banamwa, underscored the important role reading plays in the well-being of children.
As a child, I realized that the big challenge for teachers is not simply getting pupils to read, but getting them to enjoy the act of reading. It is one thing for children to trudge through the set text in a lesson, but will they open another book when they get home at the end of the day? Becoming a lifetime reader is based on developing a deep love for reading, and research has repeatedly shown that motivation to read decreases with age, especially if children's attitude towards reading becomes less positive.
The initiative, she added, is intended to give children, especially those from less privileged homes, the opportunity to discover their potentials through extensive reading. Chairman of the Electoral Commission, Madame Charlotte Osei, expressed optimism that the Raising Readers initiative will help create visionary leaders for the betterment of the country.
A nation without readers is a nation that is doomed. A nation without readers is a nation that does not have a future. From reading, we learn the lessons of history. We learn about the histories of other people other than our own nation. We learn the solutions to national and personal problems. We learn from the experiences of others. We even learn to appreciate that other people may have a different viewpoint from us, but it doesn't make them wrong. It's just a different perspective.
CEO of TIGO, Roshi Motman, encouraged students to make reading a habit.
Reading is priceless. It opens up doors to our imagination. It opens our eyes and minds to the world, and it helps us improve on vocabulary and dictation. Language is the foundation of learning and development, and reading helps us get the language right.
Other speakers, including the MP for Dodo Diodio and hip life artist Sakadie, also called on students to discover their potentials through reading.
This is Newsroom on GHOne TV. We've got business coming your way next.
For 2 months. Building in this country is too difficult.
Don't worry, the National Investment Bank We Pay for Your Dream scheme can help you finance your building project.
Listen, NIB gave me cement, iron rods, roofing sheets, and other materials to finish my building.
NIB can also help you purchase your home appliances, your mobile phones, and your motorbikes.
You don't even need to have an NIB account to benefit from the NIB We Pay for Your Dream scheme. No.
Just visit any NIB branch with a valid national photo ID card. And the best part is, all purchased products are at no interest.
Call NIB now on 050-145-1050.
National Investment Bank. Your business is our business.
Cleaning services company Sparkling Ghana Limited plans to provide free cleaning services to selected public health institutions as part of its 10th anniversary. The decade-old company will also use the period to reward loyal and hardworking staff. Sparkling launched its 10th anniversary celebrations last week.
Established on April 10, 2007 by two dynamic entrepreneurs with only 4 staff, Sparkling now has a workforce of over 531 corporate clients with 52 contract facilities. The company's journey has grown into manufacturing its own cleaning agents approved by the Ghana Standards Authority. The cleaning agents are specially manufactured with color codes to deliver top-notch services to its clients. The special guest of honor for the launch of the 10th anniversary, Professor Akosia Anyidoho, called on authorities to consider grading the custodial cleaning services to ensure adherence to minimum standards.
If there was a law or a regulation that if you have a public facility where you want others to come, maybe a restaurant, a shopping mall, a hospital, a school, anything, in giving license for those to operate, the standard board should also look at the provision that they've made for such services to be provided.
A janitorial training institution to build the capacity of people who want to venture into commercial cleaning.
Beyond 10 years, we are looking at growing bigger with little things. As mentioned earlier, we are looking at having an institution to train custodian technicians. When we say custodian technicians, it means teaching people to take care of people's properties like buildings. We don't have that here. We talk about unemployment, but there's so much potential.
Chairman of Sparkling shared with GH1 Business the future for Sparkling.
Every day that comes, we just increase in our efficiency. We are going to increase the way we do the work, and we are going to make sure that we project the company, help the clients to feel that really they are feeling a difference in their life.
Sparkling Ghana Limited is a commercial cleaning, facility maintenance and project management company which is in the custodial cleaning service in Ghana.
Now, telecom giant MTN has announced it will carry out data activation throughout this Easter period at various vantage points to provide valued customers with the benefits of high-speed internet.
Ahead of the Easter festivities, telecom operator MTN presented a total of 9,000 Ghana cedis worth of airtime and 1,400 cedis worth of beverages to the three traditional councils in Kwewu, namely Obo, Oboming and Impraeso. Presenting the cash and other items to the chiefs and elders at the ceremony, Southern Ghana Area Commercial Manager of MTN, David Jim Abwedi, noted that MTN will continue to provide support for various social activities throughout the festive period.
Festivals and now fashion edimu na yeko ekoso na nanoma sen edi entuma bona nanoma tuma no ema ye dijuma no ema ne ye kama kama enti afie yaba ye betai na nanoma chi na afie afashe no so aye krabehwe.
The chiefs commended MTN for not relenting on its support to Kwewu Traditional Council during the Easter festival and urged them to improve upon their services to their customers in the area. Meanwhile, MTN has donated an amount of 5,000 Ghana cedis to the chief of Kwewu Oboming, Nana Ifa Perming III, ahead of his coronation, which will be done this Easter.
We can now bring you some sports news.
He's comfortable playing against.
Asante Kotoko have confirmed terminating the contract of head coach Zdravko Lugaruzic after 11 matches in the Ghana Premier League. The management of the Porcupine Warriors took the decision to part ways with the Croatian after the team's uninspiring performance against Ebusia Dwarfs in a game that ended in a goalless draw at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. According to a publication on the club website, the decision was taken after an emergency management meeting at their secretariat. Zdravko's contract has been terminated. He has accepted the official notification given to him. Assistant coach Godwin Ablode will train with the team until further notice.
Next is international news.
Egypt's cabinet has approved a 3-month state of emergency declared by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi following 2 church bombings in Tanta and Alexandria cities on Sunday. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi announced a 3-month state of emergency after attacks on 2 Coptic churches that left at least 44 dead. The so-called Islamic State said it was behind the blast in Tanta in Alexandria on Palm Sunday. The group has targeted cops in Egypt recently and warns of more attacks. Mr. Sisi made a defiant speech at the presidential palace after a meeting of the National Defense Council to discuss the explosions. Moving on to Uganda, a prominent Ugandan activist and academic is due to appear in court after criticizing First Lady Janet Museveni. Writing on Facebook, Stella Nyanzi aimed graphic insults at the First Lady, who is also the Minister for Education, after government reneged on a campaign pledge to provide free sanitary pads to schoolgirls.
That's all we have for you on Newsroom today. My name is Abina Owusu-Nyameche. Thank you for watching.